followed breaking news after a Euclid police officer was shot and killed last night in the line of duty. Tonight, we are learning new details about fallen officer Jacob Derbin. He's a military veteran who still served in the Army Reserves, and he was engaged, due to be married this summer. His life cut short last night in an ambush-style attack during a domestic call for help. We begin our team coverage now with more on the nearly day-long manhunt to find the gunman, as well as new details surrounding Officer Derbin's death. Our Mitty Hicks joins us now live from Euclid Police with more. Good evening, Mitty.
Good evening, Lena. Well, as you can imagine, the Euclid Police Chief was just emotional speaking with reporters today about Officer Jacob Derbin. Now we're learning Derbin was responding to a frantic call from the mother of the suspect's children.
We had a extremely terrified victim who initially contacted the Euclid Police Department, and simply, I think on the first call, just said, "I need Euclid." And then throughout this, when the officers arrived on scene, she was horrified to even be outside talking to the officers.
Officer Jacob Derbin responded to the reports of aggravated menacing Saturday night before Euclid Police Chief Scott Myers says he was ambushed by Deshaun Anthony Vaughn.
One officer down, 2 gunshot wounds. We have the front secured.
3 News has learned the call came from the mother of Vaughn's children. Throughout the night and into Sunday, multiple police agencies searched for Vaughn.
We have, 300 men and women throughout northern Ohio that drop everything when a police officer is killed, and that's what they did.
The suspect posted videos on social media as police searched for his whereabouts. At one point, he posted laughing emojis over his wanted poster. Nearly 20 miles south from the initial call to Euclid Police, SWAT evacuating residents as they surrounded this home in Shaker Heights Sunday afternoon. Sources confirmed to 3 News this is the home of Vaughn's current girlfriend. After a few shots, police removed Vaughn's body from inside the home. It's unclear if his wounds were self-inflicted.
The suspect was highly armed, from all the information we had, correct?
Yes.
Including what I believe was possibly a MAC-10 machine gun. So heavily armed. We know he had a very violent history, right? Obviously by his actions last night.
Now, Euclid Police dealing with the unimaginable.
I go to bed every night hoping that I won't get this information. And my worst nightmares come true.
And Lena, we're learning tonight that BCI is now handling the investigation. Now, no other officers or residents were injured during these terrifying incidents. And Lena, I just want to show you behind me, there's this growing memorial. We see flowers and we see ribbon, and this is all for Officer Derbin. It just lets you know that people in this community are really hurting tonight. Live in Euclid, back to you.
Absolutely. Mitty Hicks reporting live from Euclid. Thank you. And our team coverage continues now with what we are learning about fallen Euclid Police Officer Jacob Derbin. Today also happens to mark the start of National Police Memorial Week. Tonight, Derbin's colleagues remember his dedication to public service. It's a passion that runs in the family.
His kind heart and enormous smile were infectious.
Euclid Police Chief Scott Meyer choking back emotions when talking about 23-year-old Jacob Derbin. The Euclid officer had only been on the force for less than a year when he was shot and killed in the line of duty.
Public service meant everything to him. He was kind of a happy-go-lucky kind of a guy.
Derbin's passion for public service was in his blood. As the son of a current Euclid police officer, he was also a member of the U.S. Army Reserves. Derbin was also engaged to be married in just weeks, the wedding set for July.
My heart absolutely breaks. He's 23 years old. I want the public to understand what this looks like. I want them to understand the repercussions of this violence.
The heartbreak tonight comes with strong emotions from fellow law enforcement, determined more than ever to stand united on this, the start of National Police Memorial Week.
As you see behind me right now, we're going to continue to stand united. There is no respect for law enforcement. It needs to change.
To kill a law enforcement officer is to tear at the very fabric of our democracy. This young man was doing nothing but his job, which is to serve and protect this community.
Meanwhile, a police department tries to come to grips with how and why the life of a public servant was taken too soon.
He's somebody who did all the right things in life, juxtaposed against somebody who decided to do all the wrong things in life. And I mean, I don't know, I don't understand how you can have these two extremes.
Tonight, 3 News Investigates is learning more about the suspect. 24-year-old Deshaun Anthony Vaughn has a prior criminal history, including felony convictions and prison time. Court documents show that he was convicted of felony assault when he was 18 years old. In 2021, he served just over a year in prison for having a weapon under disability and receiving stolen property. Even before becoming the suspect in the killing of a police officer, records show that he was already under an active arrest warrant wanted for violating parole.